everyone, this is Maki. The plastic models from the movie Gundam Seed Freedom are being released one by one. Today, we are going to analyze the new details revealed with the release of these models. We'll be discussing content that contains spoilers from the movie. If you want to watch the movie without any prior information, we recommend that you watch this program after you've seen the movie. Are you ready? Press the subscribe button and activate the new powerful weapons that will overwhelm the enemy with their powerful attack. Delicious fried food from your lovely wife awaits you. The plastic model of the Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam that appears in the final battle of the movie has been released. Let's take a look at the updated settings and details. The names of the weapons have been changed. The head Vulcan weapon has been named Pierce 2. Pierce is the same name as the weapon mounted on the original Freedom Gundam. The head-mounted Vulcan gun of the Strike Freedom didn't have the name Pierce. The caliber is 31mm, the same as the Vulcan gun on the Strike Freedom. All of these Vulcan cannons were manufactured by a company called mechas Military International of France. Does this mean that the design of the Pierce was incorporated into the Vulcan cannon mounted on the head of the Strike Freedom? The beam shield was named Degeki. The origin of that name is unknown. There is a scene where he is defending the sword of the latest mobile suit, Black Knight Squad color. You can think of it as powering up. The belly gun is called the Cluster or Hyper Impulse gun. In the movie booklet, it was written as Agi Cannon. In the movie, it was damaged by the Black Knight Squad's shiver and didn't get much action. The railgun on his hip is called Volgrand's Haster. The origin of this name is also unknown. We searched in Latin, but no similar words were found. The beam saber is called Eye the Lacerta. It also inherits the mechanism of the ambidextrous halberd that connects the two handles. And Futsunomi Tama is classified as an anti-ship sword weapon. It is smaller than the Arandite, but seems to be designed for attacking battleships. Finally, the weapon on the head is the Disruptor. The full name has been revealed as Convergent Heavy Nuclear Beam Cannon Disruptor. The Disruptor is a very powerful weapon, apparently an advanced beam weapon. Now let's look at the settings for the Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam. Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2, which is a modified version of Strike Freedom Gundam, is equipped with newly designed wings, Prow Defender. Originally, the Prow Defender was planned for the Rising Freedom Gundam. However, due to development delays, it was adapted to be used on the Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2. The main feature is the Nashamairo controlled by mental reaction. This Nashamairo can generate high voltage currents capable of destroying the target. The disruptor mounted on the forehead disintegrates atoms while suppressing nuclear fission. Objects hit by this beam disintegrate and disappear without causing an explosion. It's the ultimate weapon, impossible to defend against and requiring extreme caution in its use. Therefore, it requires the approval of President Lao's crime. It seems that the Prow Defender was also planned for the Rising Freedom. Those who get the plastic model might find it interesting to try to create the Mighty Rising Freedom Gundam. As for the full-body lightning attack, it doesn't seem to have a name yet. The setting of the Disruptor is also intriguing. The idea of disintegrating and making the target disappear is terrifying. It's similar to the Photon Torpedo from Reconquistor, indeed. In the movie, it is used as AT power to destroy the Messiah Space Fortress. It is also fired at close range in the battle with Black Knight Squad Kara. In fact, there is no explosion and the left arm disintegrates. If defending is impossible, it should have been possible to attack the cockpit at that point. It seems that Kira and Lars tried to convince Sophie until the very end. The disruptor probably uses a lot of power. If rapid fire were possible, it could have destroyed Carla's remaining limbs and rendered her powerless after she lost her balance due to the disintegration of her left arm, just as the Legend Gundam was rendered powerless in Sea Destiny. However, Kira ends the battle by defeating Carla with the Futsunomi Tama. It may be that the Mighty Strike Freedom was also in a tight spot due to its high energy consumption. Kira Yamato's settings have also been revealed. The content is the same as in the movie brochure, and his age is listed as 19. Actually, Kira could be 20 years old in the final scene of the movie. The age of 19 refers to his age at the beginning of the movie. Kira's birthday is May 18. Hisoshi Hiroi, who was in charge of character design, released a special illustration during the final stage greeting. In addition, Maki Kuori, who wrote the comic The Edge, also released an illustration. Now let's focus on one particular scene in the movie. It's the scene where Albert Heinlein analyzes the giant beam cannon Requiem and explains it to his comrades. During this scene, pay attention to the upper right corner of the monitor. You see the notation CE 75-5-24-23-57. This is probably a date and time. It's quite possible that the final battle takes place on May 25th. So which scene represents the birthday? It's unclear at the moment. Maybe it's the day a party was held in the Foundation Kingdom. The scene where Agnes approaches Kira and says, "I feel sorry for you," is quite striking. It wouldn't be unusual for Lars, the president of campus, to have a lot of time to talk to important people. Kira also mentions Lars is just doing her job. For Agnes, however, the idea that the lover's birthday is important seems to be a more important factor. After the first battle in the movie, Agnes is seen checking her nails, not paying attention to Mar Ramius, who is talking about the damage caused by Blue Cosmos attack. Agnes wants to make Kira her boyfriend. Checking his birthday is, of course, something she would do. Then, realizing the bad situation of being ignored by his lover on his birthday, she might have approached Kira to win him over quickly. Agnes' actions may seem outrageous, but they could be the result of a lot of calculation. What is your favorite scene of the Mighty Strike Freedom in action? Every scene is incredibly memorable and awesome. While we're here, why not check out some of the quieter moments? After all the battles are over, the Mighty Strike Freedom flies back to Earth. This is when Hildur Hakon's Gelgoop Menace appears. As mentioned earlier, the Mighty Strike Freedom is a mobile suit equipped with extremely powerful weapons. If an individual were to take it without permission, it could become a significant international issue. We, the viewers, understand that Kira and Lars have escaped from a difficult situation and feel like celebrating with them. So the scene where the Mighty Strike Freedom leaves seems like a happy ending. However, to those who do not know the circumstances, it looks like a powerful weapon was taken by an individual without permission. It's similar to when Annabelle Gado took the Gundam Unit 2, equipped with nuclear weapons. Note the movements of the Gilguk menace. It looks in the direction where the mighty strike freedom flew off, but then it stores its shield and begins to return to the battleship Millennium. Hilda shows no sign of being bothered by Kira and Lars flying away. She doesn't reach out to them or try to stop them. Hilda has romantic feelings for Lars. However, unlike Ophi, she does not force her love on Lars. She may understand that Lars decided to live with Kira of his own free will. Hilda was very angry when Kira was depressed. She was furious about Kira's words, Lars betrayed us. This scene is described in more detail in the novel. Hilda told Afran, if you hadn't hit him, I would have. She was angry with Kira, who was dejected and mistakenly thought Lars had betrayed him. What were Hilda's feelings when she saw the mighty strike freedom flying to Earth? Maybe she thought I thought he was a pathetic guy, but he's got some guts. It's just a brief moment, but it's filled with a little story. It might be interesting to display the mighty strike freedom model next to the Gilguk menace. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next episode.